folks, Charlie Sims here, and welcome to a speed build of a Victorian home. And normally my builds are inspired by my Let's Plays and the families that I'm currently playing, and I normally want to make them a house or make them a commercial lot to visit or a rental to go on holiday with. Especially like my last few builds, it's all been, I think every build I've got on the channel so far has been about my Let's Play. But this time, I just really fancied building a Victorian. They're one of my favourite build styles next to suburban for building. So, because there's just so many little details, and I really like the roof on this, and I just think it ends up looking really cool. It was really satisfying, and I'm just really happy with it. So yeah, this was a load of fun. But even though it didn't inspire my Let's Play, I have ended up incorporating it because we are in Strangerville, and if you don't watch my Let's Play, I have a character, Winston, who lives in Strangerville, so I thought this could be his parents' house. And I need to think about the Sims, otherwise I won't know, especially children and children's bedrooms, I won't know how to decorate the bedroom if I don't think about the sim a little bit. So yeah, it ended up kind of working, me, it not being inspired by my Let's Play, but me using the Let's Play to inspire. I think the furnishing, which I did kind of struggle with, I mean, apart from it being a bit dated because it's Victorian, so the floor plan is closed because it's Victorian, so it's not an open floor plan, which is nice because I've been working on a lot of open floor plans recently and I really struggle to make it look full. But in this one, each room has its own functionality, so it's nice and easy to know what to put in each room. I do end up having a lot of corridors that I just need to clutter with decorative bits, and I do kind of run out of appropriate decorations. But apart from that, it does come together quite easily. And here I'm using the platform tool instead of the foundation because I keep mixing those up. And here I use those dormers, and this dictates the roofing, so the roof ends up matching the roof of that dormer, and I think that looks really nice. I think it ends up looking a little bit gothic Victorian. And then I'm using these vampire fences. They look so good. They're so detailed and intricate. I just think they're great. And yeah, this is just me working out the side of the house. I do end up adding a bit of a bay window, and that's nice. What do I end up? I think I just end up putting a couch in it because they've fixed the bug now. So there was, I think with the new patch with skin tones, they've also fixed a bug because I used to raise foundation, and then the object I was trying to put on the foundation, if it got like too close, it like went into the foundation. It didn't go on top of the foundation, the object. So then I would hit Alt 9 and I could raise ottomans so that they were they looked like pillows on top of the platform, but I couldn't seem to do that anymore because they've fixed that bug. So now if you get something on the foundation, it actually sits on top of the foundation. I mean, I could have had an ottoman on top of the foundation, but I didn't think it'd look good. But yeah, you'll see what I mean soon. Anyway, and now I'm doing the roof. So I know there was a little bit cropped out because I ended up playing about with that roof a lot. So there was a bit cropped out, but you'll see what I did earlier and how I achieved that flat shape at the top of the roof. So I basically add a load of hinged roofs, I think it's called, and I kind of align them around the edge, and then I add a platform and bring that platform up. Yes, as you can see, I'm doing that now. And I could actually put, of course, you can put fence on platforms, So that was another bit of detail that I added on this roof. So yeah, I'm adding one platform, and this allows me to put some fence on. And I think that's a really nice detail that you do see in Victorian homes. I was really happy that that came about. And that, because I don't really know what to do on the sides. I do end up putting there's like 2 back doors and 1 front door, which might be a bit strange, and 2 porches, because the back ends up basically being a porch. And I love that little jutting out bit as well. Yeah, just love all the details in this. This would never happen in England. Never see a building like this. I mean, maybe like a big grand manor house, but not like your everyday home that you could purchase or anything like that. And yeah, now I'm adding a little dormer. And now I'm just sorting out the roof, just trying to make it as low as possible so I can fit a few windows on that back space. And I do end up sizing down these Get Famous balconies, and I think they look nice. I think they fit the build. They're quite posh and ostentatious, which I think this build is really. I mean, there's so much detail in Victorian homes. It's unreal. So, and yeah, so this is just me trying to add that detail. I mean, you can only get so much detailing because it's The Sims, but I quite like it. And yeah, I thought I would use that blue siding as well, because I thought that looked nice. Tried a few colours out, but I thought that blue looked great. And soon at the back, I do think, oh, maybe I could put some tiles on the roof. So you'll see me do that soon. And it does happen in Victorian builds quite a bit. They have I don't know, like a bit of a nicer tile, a bit of a fancier, more detailed tile on their roofs. Oh yeah, and then I'm just looking for a wallpaper for the chimney. Yeah, so here it is. So I end up adding this, trying to look for some tile, and then I pull out that, which I think is just perfect, and it just adds a bit more detail. And then I'm adding a balcony to all the upper level windows. And I think I finished that off camera. And yeah, this is just me working out the floor plan. So I do it like a couple of times, but it's not all on camera because I went off camera to sort the floor plan out, and it's all right. It's not the best floor plan, to be honest. There's a lot of big corridors and then a lot of small rooms, but it was just difficult. So there's like 2 corridors here. There's like a 3-tile half bathroom. The front is the tiniest living room, and we've got a decent sized kitchen. And I just think, I better sort the upstairs floor plan out as well, because I might need to change the stairs if that doesn't work out well. But it was fine. I created like a corridor in the middle, which meant that there could be like a door leading to all the bedrooms from the corridor. So that's what I do sometimes if the stairs isn't in the middle. And then I'm just giving Winston's parents an ensuite as well, which, sorry if you don't watch my Let's Plays, Winston is my sim, I haven't really been playing with Winston. It's been more his girlfriend, Elena, who has moved to Mount Comarebi, but he's going on holiday with her in the next Let's Play. They've been long distance, so this is the first time they're going to see each other in 6 months. And Winston is he's got a little baby alien son, and he's going to drop his son off with his parents for the summer while he goes. Well, I mean, they're not going to holiday that long, but yeah, they're going to go to Solani for a few days. And yeah, I give them this couch and I'm like, we'll have a dog as well. So they have a Great Dane. And yeah, I'm trying to look for some dark wood counters to match our wallpaper that we use throughout. And I normally pick the wallpaper last, but I thought for a Victorian build, I don't know, I just felt like it would be better if the wallpaper dictated like the colour scheme. But normally if I'm doing like modern houses, I mean, I guess you could renovate this, but you'd have to like knock out a few walls. But this is supposed to be dated. It's to their taste. They like Victorian styles, and they love their home, and they haven't done the kitchen up. That being said, I think this base game counter is actually really nice. And then I don't even put, because we don't have enough room, I don't even put cabinets in. And I don't put a sink in. I'll do later. I don't really know. Yeah, I don't put a sink in. I don't end up keeping this. I just end up making a little, I think I put a table in the middle. I'm trying to make the counters work, but they're just a bit too big in this tiny kitchen. The kitchen is bigger than the living room though. I kind of messed up there, but the floor plan was like, it was quite difficult. So yeah, I end up swapping this out for a smaller dining table as well, because I think that's still a bit big. They do have a formal dining room for when the whole family's round, but this is just their kind of breakfast area, lunch, kind of relaxed space. And I do think about putting a telly in the kitchen, because I do that sometimes, because you know when people, they hang out in their kitchens more than their living rooms. I was kind of thinking that this is really like the centre of the house, and it's where people like to sit and read. So I do end up putting a bookcase on this display unit, which just has a load of plates in, which I really like. Yeah, I end up putting a bookcase in because I'm like, that would be a really nice place to sit down. But then I don't know whether you would ever read and sit down if the bookcase isn't by that couch with the sausage dog cushions. So yeah, that was me pulling the bookcase out. And then some decorative plates. And just imagine that they collect decorative plates. And I think this is it for that was it for the kitchen. And now we're working on the dining room, and I pull out my favourite chairs, which are these. Oh, I love them so much. From Cats and Dogs, these are. I really like these chairs. And then I just find quite a posh centrepiece, actually, for the chair. And then, because we're in Strangerville, I use these everywhere, but I think they really fit the Victorian build, which I guess we got a few Victorian things in the Strangerville pack, so I guess that was one of the different types of build styles that they were like selling with this pack. That and underground bunker conspiracy theorist builds as well. And yeah, this is the tiniest living room I've ever seen. Yeah, I got to here and I was so sad. I was like, oh, how is it so tiny? There's only a telly in there. I put a games console in, and then I remember that they're an older couple and they probably don't have a games console. Yeah, and then I put do I fit a side table in? Oh yes, that little one from Jungle Adventure. And I put a lamp on that, and I don't even know now. Oh, I'm sorting the curtains out. Yes. And then more Strangerville paintings, because I think they really fit the wallpaper as well, with those grand frames. And then I'm like, what else do I fill it in. And then I'm like, okay, his dad can be ex-military. And then we put a load of flags around the house that we got with the Strangerville pack as well. So he is ex-military. Retired military man. And yeah, I mean, if you do watch my Let's Plays, when this episode comes out, I will introduce the family anyway. Just wanted to give you a bit of a background as to the family that inspired this build, specifically for the build video. So is that everyone? So we've got a mum who likes knitting and her Great Dane, and then we've got his dad who's ex-militant, and then he does have a brother as well whose bedroom we don't get on video. It's in the screenshots at the end, but at this point I move them in and then I decide the personality of his brother, and I don't know, it's like this is like 6 Sims, and I'm just like, oh, this is really lagging in build mode, not in live mode, just in build mode. But yes, so his brother is a teenager, and his brother is self-obsessed, and he wants to be a superstar. He wants to be famous. So in his room, which is the top floor, because this is like 3 stories. So I think you saw me putting the ladder in earlier. That goes up to his room, which is nice and private for him. And he's just got that desk that came with Get Famous, the desk where you can record your own videos. So he does that in his own time, and he's kind of learning that. And then he's got a few movie posters and a TV and a bed, and that's all we can fit in. But yes, you'll see that later in the screenshot. Sorry I didn't get that recorded. Just so painful. But yeah, and there's literally like 3 things in there. So yeah, I'm just cluttering up this shelf now because, as I said, there's no cabinets, because I feel like that trim at the top of the wallpaper makes the wall a lot shorter, right? And I didn't want to like cover the trim with a cabinet, so I added this shelf, which is kind of good actually, because if you were for those who are really observant, you will have noticed that the 2nd floor I actually put as a medium wall height, so I could put that frieze on, and the frieze that I add at the start, I think that looks really good for Victorian homes, and it's like spot on in my opinion, if I do say so myself. But it means that the 2nd floor, the walls are just like massive, really tall walls, which I guess is also fine because it's Victorian and they tend to have quite high walls. I used to live in a Georgian house, but still nowhere near this amount of decoration and detail at the front. Also as well, because like homes tend to be like semi-detached or terrace in England, you don't even need to think about the first, like either side of the house, because there's just like another house attached to it. That's what I found so bizarre when I first started building in The Sims. I was like, oh, what do you do with sides of houses anyway? But bay windows are quite popular in England and Georgian builds, but the sides of houses, nah. Well, just like I guess end of terrace, the last house will have a side, but it will typically be plain. There won't be anything like coming out or any like fancy details or anything like that. So yeah, so when I first started building, I was like, wow, there's like, you get this whole plot of land for one house, which I guess, I mean, you actually do get in America, right? So it's not unrealistic. I just didn't know how to build initially. And then I find this really nice royal blue, and I think, oh yeah, that looks good. And I kind of wish we'd use more of it in the lower floor. because that is really nice. I really like the details on that wallpaper, so I want to keep that. And I also like this bathroom tile as well. It's like, I don't know, it kind of screams Victorian to me. But what do I know? It could be, that could be a load of crap, and it could not scream Victorian. Oh, and then I like doing this. I just pretend to make a little heated towel rack with a radiator and then 2 towels above it. And this is me going on to the parents' bedroom. Yeah, and we just make a little faux headboard and put some lamps and books and some miscellaneous bedroom decor. And then I think I put a desk in with no laptop or anything, just a desk. I didn't even put the diary down. If you download this, please put the diary down. I feel like it needs it. Yeah, then an old-fashioned lamp. And then I do clutter up the desk, the drawer soon. So the mom's into knitting, so I just like try and put bits of try and put a bit of the knitting packing throughout the house as we go. Obviously there's rocking chairs out in the front, and then this bedroom there's like a bit of a craft wall. I think apart from that there's nothing else actually. So, and yeah, now I just pull out some more military flags, and I'm so glad that I made him ex-military, because that is a real space filler, those flags, because there's so many different kinds of swatches. And this is me moving on to Winston's room. This is Winston's old room. And yeah, they've just kept it. They haven't like cleared it out or anything. So this is like his room when he was a child / teen. It's kind of more childlike. Like there's still his toy box, but I think, I don't know, you kind of get that in your childhood home. I think that's realistic for your parents to keep your toys and things, especially if they don't need the space. Like there is obviously his brother's got a bedroom upstairs, but there is also a guest bedroom here as well. So you know they've got the space. They don't need to do anything with this room. And so Winston is a mad scientist in his career. So I have the idea that he's like a little bit of a child prodigy when he was younger. So I just add all of these finished school products. And I do it offline, but I do end up adding a trophy shelf as well that we got with kids stuff. And then, of course, he's into aliens and extraterrestrials and all that. And I do put some conspiracy books by his desk as well, because he solved the Strangerville mystery. So I thought he's been into that since he was a kid. Yeah, and I think I just love the clutter in this room. I think it looks really good. Because I guess I play The Sims, so it's like easier for me to know, you know, what he likes. And what else do I put? Oh yeah, and these are me getting the conspiracy theorist books out and just putting them on the floor. Get some shelves. He's really academic, so yeah, that post looks like the periodic table to me. So whenever I put it down, I just imagine it's the periodic table. And then a boombox, and then I think we're done for Winston's room. And then we move on to the guest bedroom, which doesn't end up being anything fancy. It ends up having a kind of green theme. Normally, because like we don't have many bed swatches and different duvets and duvet colours that necessarily are in the wood tone that you want. So normally the swatch will have like a wood tone that you like, but then you won't like the duvet. So normally when I'm making bedrooms, I put the bed down, pick the swatch, and then the swatch dictates the whole colour scheme for the room. Because otherwise I'll just end up with just a plain white sheet bed, and I just feel like that just never happens. You know, you've always got a patterned bed duvet, right? And yeah, just some miscellaneous clutter. Like this is the guest bedroom, so it's not very packed. I do put a bit more than that in. Okay, I'm just putting something in Winston's room. Yeah, I think, yeah, get that lovely set of paintings from, I forget now, movie hangout stuff, I think. Oh yeah, and then I'm adding that space thing. So he's really into space, school projects, robotics, like the works. That's what he likes. That's Winston. And then yeah, just trying to fill up another corridor. So many corridors. I want to put some mirrors there just to fill space, and then I'm like, oh, it doesn't really suit it. So I get this shelving unit out from Eco Lifestyle that I love. It is a bit modern, but I think it works. The wood tone matches. And oh yeah, and then I'm just adding some curtains in the build because I don't really add many curtains. And then I find these from Cats and Dogs, and I just use them practically everywhere where there aren't already curtains. And yeah, I think this is the interior. I go to landscape pretty soon. Well, now I think, yeah. So out here, this is where I pull out a couple of rocking chairs, and then I do put a bench and yeah, a little end table. That's knitting volume 1, so I think that works. Find somewhere to put a little knitting box. And then I think, oh, let's have a rug here. And there. This commentary is just stellar. What am I doing now? Okay. Oh yeah, then I put that sculpture on the wall because I think old people and wall sculptures. And now I'm landscaping. So yeah, just add some big bushes around the place, some kind of like miscellaneous bushes. Not with any flowers on yet. There are some flowers, but I'm just kind of like framing the house with bushes, making it look very luscious. And then I do pull out some cactuses. In a minute, I'm just adding a fence. So it's like kind of, there's just some fence at the front really. And then on the sides, the house is surrounded by bushes that kind of act as a fence. And then I think this like bush fence is like so fake, so I do take that out and just replace it with the bushes we got. And then yeah, that kind of frames the house, and then I just leave the back open because I just think you're at the end of a cliff, so it's probably okay. Yeah, and this is just me adding some cactuses and some flowers. So because the front garden is quite big, we haven't got like too much to play with at the back, but that's okay because I didn't want to give them too much. I just give them like a barbecue and an outdoor seating area and a little kiddie splash pool from Seasons because it's just my favourite thing ever. The animation is so cute. Seasons is so great for family stuff actually. There's so many like cute things you can do. Like you can build a snowman with your toddler. I didn't even know you could do that. And the animation just gets me every time. And the little kiddie splash pool animation as well. It's so cute. But yeah, you'll see me put that in a minute. And then I'm like, where have my stairs gone? And then I suddenly can't move my stairs over, which is fine because I just put a bush there. If in doubt, just put a bush there. If something doesn't look good, bush. And now I'm just terrain painting. And I do end up putting some path leading to the garden because there's a few like sideways you can get to the garden. And then this is just me cluttering it up with backyard stuff, which I actually love that pack. Yeah, so this is me making like a kind of dirt walkway to the back, as well as like a more formal entrance to the house. So yeah, and this is me making like a bit of a patio area, I guess, which is where the barbecue and the seating area goes. So yeah, as I said, there's not too much in the back, but I think it's simple. I don't tend to put swimming pools in backyards because I just don't think they're that realistic. Although that being said, it's pretty warm here, so maybe you would. It's just something that is like pretty bougie. So just like if I'm making an ordinary family, I just don't put a swimming pool in there. Yeah, so this is just me making another little path. So as I said, we've got like 3 different ways of entering the house. Just making a nice curved path. And now I'm just adding lights to the exterior. And this is basically the build. So thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more content from me, please hit subscribe. And I'll catch you later.